Hey guys, I have had some requests on how I do my backgrounds. So I usually just prep backgrounds and then I'll come back in and just kind of go. This one you can see is sort of prepped and ready to go. Let me see if I get some light over here. And it's just got all different kinds of textures and all different kinds of things going on. And then when I'm ready to start, I just kind of come back in on top of it. So here's one that I've sort of started. And I'm just going to show you what I do. And it's really no great big shakes. It's just lots of layers. This is just an old altered book that I've been working in. There is a fun kind of background. That you can see all of this fantastic sort of, I don't know, just loveliness that's just all over the book. So I'm just going to kind of show you guys what I do so that you guys can kind of do your own. So here I am starting with an empty sheet. I usually take some sort of tape. I like to tape my pages so that I just get some added strength. So here I've got some tape in there. You see, it's really hard to see. This is taped in here. You can hardly even notice. This one you can see, but it's hard to even notice that you got tape in. Okay, so I love the Liquitex inks. So these are the ones that I just absolutely love. Oh, there you are. Liquitex, they come in this big size, and then they're about $4 or so, and these are permanent. So there's a lot of sprays out there that once you use them, and if you use any kind of reactivation, water, Mod Podge, gel medium, you're going to reactivate the inks. So these do not, and I just get them and then make up my own inks. So that's those. Here are some inks that I've made up. I save, oh no, I dropped one. I save all of my bottles that I get. Sorry. I'm back. I save all the bottles that I get. This is a lens cleaner for my glasses bottle. So what I did here is I just put a little bit, no exact science. If you guys know me, there's nothing exact. I just kind of switched some in there. And this one has rubbing alcohol. And I like a rubbing alcohol spray because it dries really fast. So here I'm just spraying on some spray. It does sort of kind of go through onto the back, but that's okay. I think that that's just sort of fun. So here I'm just laying down color. I splash on anything that's left in there. I do find that when you wipe your bottles, after you spray them, you can kind of keep their life a little bit longer. I go through so many bottles. So that is, hold on just for a second, there's going to be a blow dryer. And that's already dry, so that is why I love alcohol. And I do get the 91% isopropyl alcohol, I think it's called. Okay, this is just a blue. This is just the Liquitex with some water. It does not, I'm sort of running out of, it does not dry as quickly, obviously, as the alcohol. So sometimes you can just take, like, let's say I really just don't like how splotchy that is. I take a whole roll of paper towels and I can just kind of roll it out, and that way I get a little bit of a softer hue. Here, this is a brown, again, Liquitex with Liquitex sepia, I think. No, I don't know, umber or something, I don't know. But so it is just, okay, so you see, no big thing. Chicken wing, I'm going to dry. Hold on one second for some. For ease, I'm just going to dry some of it up because I just want to try to keep it quick and easy. So this is a Moleskine journal, and you can see how, I don't know if you can see, but the pages become very delicate and fragile as these mediums are drying. So let me give it another quick blast. Okay, so that is pretty dry, still a little bit damp. So I love how that is starting to kind of look sort of just kind of cool. So I like down here what it's starting to do, but I would like to pop the color a little bit more down here. So I use, on top of my acrylic sprays, I will use colored pencils to sort of claim new values or new, these are just regular old color pencils, nothing fancy. You know, I'm trying to find my alcohol. Sometimes when you want to spread out your colored pencils, you can kind of dab them with a little bit of alcohol, and you see how that sort of smudges it. So this is just 91% alcohol. So that's nothing. I just keep it in my squeezy bottle so I can kind of go in and use it. So I will go through here and I will just kind of play with this is called an art stick by Prismacolor, and it's basically just a stick of a colored pencil rather than having it. It's an art stick, so it's just a big old hunk of colored pencil that makes it easier to do big areas. So I can come in here and I can do a great big area because it's got no wood. So I can get my edges done with this. I can also get my edges done with a stamp pad. Hold on, I'll show you that. Let me just kind of get some more color laid in here. I like the brown, but I kind of like the blue, I think, a little bit better. I got some kind of button or something underneath there. Oh, okay, let's see. Okay, these are fabulously fun. This is a new fun thing that I just found from, I think I got it on Joann's. It's called Paper Soft Color. And the idea here is that it's this ink, but it's in, well, I guess it seems to be permanent. So here I can take it, dab it with a dabber, and I can lay in colors, but it's so soft and it's so subtle, and it's not it doesn't overpower, it just accents. So I have really, really enjoyed these and bringing them in on my pages. So, okay, so let's say you don't have paper soft color and you don't know what to do. Well, you can use a ink pad. So let's try that. So here, this is just a regular old Jim Holtz ink pad, but you can use any kind of ink pad. It doesn't just much matter. Let me just get the rest of this product off here, so I'm not kind of going in between the two of them. And then here, I'm just going to dab here, and I will come in, let's say down here. So there, that's doing the same exact thing with an ink pad. So let's say, horror of horrors, you do not have one of these little bad boys. So let's play and let's see what else we can do. Let's try a paper towel. I think everybody on the planet has a paper towel, so let's just see if it works. You ready for the grand experiment? Oh, it does, it does, it does. So the joy is that you do not have to have expensive products. You can make do with what you've got around the house. So there's some purples. Well, you know what? I feel like I just need a little bit of purple right up here to kind of balance out the whole thing. Okay, so now another way to use an inker, I'm getting kind of squashed in here by all of these supplies, is to take it and sort of just run it over the edge. I do like to give just about everything I do a hard edge so that it just gives a visual stop for your eye. That's just a personal opinion on my part, but I do tend to give that hard edge. I'm just going to rub that on in there. So the nice thing about my tabs in this book is that they take a beating, but you can just kind of scrape off whatever mediums are left on there. So a fun thing too is to take, let me use a different color, I don't want it to get too brown. You sort of take your distress pad and just, because you get all these like little inherent wrinkles in your page, to just kind of do something like that, and then you get this texture sort of coming out. It's crazy! Look at that, do you love it? So, I go right in the middle. Okay, so, now let's say you look at it and you think, oh my gosh, I hate it. Well, you can always come in and sort of rub out places where you don't want it to be quite so much. So here I can kind of rub it out so it blends in a little bit. So let me kind of pick this up and start showing you what's happening. You can see it's wet still. It's got a lot of shine on it. So these are the values that are starting to come out. So, okay, now let's say that I would really like to have, I keep all of my little stencils in their bags. I am terrible, terrible, terrible. This one I haven't used that. It's the only reason it's clean. I'm terrible about keeping my stencil clean. I just don't worry about it. I know I should probably have, I don't know, some kind of something, intervention, stencil intervention about it. But, okay, so I'm just going to play. I like it to sort of be off-center, I'm thinking, out loud. Let's go with some brown. So here, I don't go crazy. Let me just move this stuff aside. Too much going on. Okay, so I don't want it to be like right like that, because that's just kind of visually not stimulating or fun, right? So I'm kind of gonna do like that. I'm gonna give it a minute. I'm gonna pick it up, and then all of that loveliness is right there. So I'm just gonna mash it quick right over here and let that come out over there. Oh, and I still have more. Joy of joys. So, I see that one didn't come out much, but I don't know, I think that's kind of fun on that side. And then we've got the very understated kind of going on in there. So, Okay, so I can keep on doing this with alcohol. Works really well because it dries so quick. I'm going to have to get inky. What? Is that fabulous? So maybe I can get one more print out of that. I got 1.5. Okay, so you see how it's just starting to add up and just add texture in. So there's just texture coming. So let's say now I'm feeling very adventurous and I would like some, let's say a stamp pad. Look, I got this one on sale for $9.99 from $17.99. Whoop, whoop. So you know I love it even more because of that. So now let's do some, okay. Now, you know, these are, I call these my undies, that I will use these for salt leaks, saltysidewalks.com, or cut it up and use it in my journals, but it will get used in somehow, some way. So, okay, I am feeling a need for this little guy. So here what we're going to do, I'm going to go with purple again, and I'm going to use this. So here, let's do something like this. Love it. All right. Now remember, this is just my background. All I'm doing here is laying in a background that I will come back in and create over. So it's just visually stimulating background. Now see, when you do that, you don't really get anything on it that you can reuse. So it is a very sad situation, but alas, it is the truth. But what I can do on my undies is sort of rub out that extra product. So, okay. So here we are. So let's say now I would like to add, if you've seen my other videos, you know I use everything. This is one of these things that you kind of, what do you do with it? You open up things with it. So, oh look, I'm going to do brown. Let's do brown on this one. So, here. Okay, now I don't want to go too much on that because, oh, this is a darker than I thought. This is called walnut stain. So here what I'll do is I will just tap that out here and get that all used. Okay, so let's see what we've got now. So I have lots of different things happening here. It will have to dry, but let's just say this is my little box of goodies. I'll do it this way so you can see it better. So I don't know if you have a Panera by you, but these are the little things that the sandwiches come on. This is an old jelly print that I will use somehow, some way. I have lots of bubble paper. This is an exceptionally wonderful, it's funny that I am now a connoisseur of bubble paper, but this has got a very firm background, so a back, so it's not so wibbly. I don't even know what that was, but how fabulously fun is that? Cardboard big, cardboard little, lots of bubble paper. I think that's everything. You can see even my bubble paper just really gets very, very used. So let's do a little bit of understated. I am going to use, oh, this one's fun too. Okay, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use this. Okay, so what these are, this is, as I said, the Panera thing, and this was the top of an egg crate that I took, a paintbrush had come off, and a rounded paintbrush, and it just left the little thing with no bristles in it. So I just took that and I pressed it into this, and it kind of came out like that. So look at how fun this is. I have this little thing of gesso that I use over and over and over again. I kind of do this, get it up in my top, and now do this. Okay, you ready? Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see. I usually do put some kind of white highlights on it just so that it, I don't know, brightens it up a little bit. So that, I think, is too bright. That's about aggravating me. So I will just tone it down a little bit, because that still has that purple product on it. So see, now I feel better. Okay, so here, white. So I'm just gonna kind of put down the white. See how fine that is? I don't know if you guys can see it. You see how fine it is? It's just the finest little bits of white that adds some interest and adds some texture, but it's not crazy. Okay, so I would say with all of that on there, that I've got to clean that, that I would probably just about call that one finished. Let it dry, and then come back in, and you can, let's say that I love this over here, but I'd like to claim, oh, do I want orange? So here, I'm going to bring this out a little bit. So just using the side of my pencil. Oh my gosh, look at how fabulous that is. But because I do it on one spot, you can't just do it, if I were to just leave that one spotch of orange, my eye would be drawn here and stuck here. So you have to kind of add it in 3 places so that your eye is sort of drawn around, because this is a 2-page spread, so I want my eye to be drawn around. So kind of a rule of thumb is that if you introduce a color, go ahead and put it somewhere 3 places, even if it's just little bits of that color. That will give your piece balance, and it will draw the viewer's eyes kind of throughout. So that sort of becomes, I feel like if I could use a little bit down here, I'd be better. Okay, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That would be all the colors and all the fun that's ready to get drawn on. So, and see, coming into here, I can come back in and sort of, I've got that fabulous purple coming on, so I can use my colored pencils and sort of highlight these areas of purple really deep and dark, and really bring out the pattern that's already here through the colored pencils. Like, look at how that's just wild. Isn't that just fun and wild? Hold on. So again, I'm using the side of my pencil. I'm not using, do you love that? I love that. So, that just pops up what's already there. So I could go in and keep on adding more colors to that. So that is how I get all of these great things. Here I've got these circles. If I come in and just kind of lay in, it's kind of an older stamp pad, so there's not much life in it, but I like that because it's understated and it's not like dots everywhere that kind of make you shudder. So I think this is cheating, but it's okay. What? See, that's a little bit dark for me. That makes me kind of break out a little bit in hives, but I'm going to be all right. But let's say I'm just like, oh, I can't take it. I can dab it out and make it less, just less. And then it becomes more understated. So that is my backgrounds, quick and easy, and not a lot of, really not a lot of thought at all. I kind of just go and just do my art vomit and just have fun with what I have on hand. So shoot me a comment if you have a question, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Have fun. Bye.